All right, folks, gather around because today we've got a proper belter of a story brewing at Ibrox. The Rangers are once again at the heart of the headlines, and this time it's all about who's going to be sitting in that hot seat as the next gaffer. The season's drawing to a close with the final match just round the corner this Saturday, the 17th of May, but make no mistake, while the players are gearing up for that last whistle, the board's attention has already shifted to something far more crucial, the hunt for a new manager to lead the Light Blues forward. Now the name lighting up the rumors and stirring up the debate is none other than Davide Ancelotti. You heard that right. The son of the legendary Carlo Ancelotti, who's been plying his trade as an assistant manager at Real Madrid. Word. On the street is that Rangers have already tabled an offer hoping to bring him to Glasgow as the permanent replacement for Philippe Clement. But let's be honest here, folks. This is a move that's dividing opinions faster than you can say. Old Firm Derby. One man who's not holding back is Chris Boyd. You all know Boyd. He bleeds blue and he's never shy to say what's on his mind. And right now his take on the Ancelotti situation is making waves. He's skeptical, to put it lightly. From Boyd's point of view, giving Davide Ancelotti his first crack at being the main man in the dugout, especially at a club like Rangers, is nothing short of a massive gamble. And when you think about it, you can see where he's coming from. Rangers are not a club where you learn on the job. The pressure is relentless, the expectations sky high, and history hasn't been kind to inexperienced managers who thought they could handle the weight of the badge. Boyd pointed straight to recent failures, notably the ill-fated spell of Michael Beale, who came in with plenty of promise but couldn't quite manage to step up. According to Boyd, the Rangers' job is a beast of its own. It's not just about knowing your tactics or running a good training session. It's about understanding what this club means to its fans, to the city, and to Scottish football as a whole. It's a different animal entirely. The scrutiny is constant, every slip-up magnified, and the demand for perfection is unrelenting. He acknowledges that Davide Ancelotti has learned from the best, having worked under his father at some of the biggest clubs in Europe, and no one is doubting his footballing knowledge. But Boyd questions whether coaching pedigree alone is enough. He argues that success as an assistant doesn't automatically translate into being an effective leader, especially in a cauldron like Ibrox. The leap from helping out in the background to being the face of the club, dealing with the media, the fans, and the sheer weight of expectation is monumental. Boyd didn't mince his words when he said that Rangers can't afford to be rolling the dice on an unproven name, not when the stakes are this high. He reflected on how even seasoned managers have struggled to navigate the unique pressures that come with the Rangers job. The rivalry with Celtic is intense. Every fixture feels like a cup final, and the demand is not just to win, it's to dominate, to outclass, and to restore pride week in, week out. In his interview, Boyd also touched on something that's been a sore spot for Rangers fans for quite some time: recruitment. He expressed his frustration over the club's recent transfer dealings, implying that the next manager must have a firm hand in steering that ship in the right direction. For Boyd, bringing in a gaffer who understands the intricacies of the British game is non-negotiable. He believes that only someone with a deep appreciation for the culture and the unique challenges of Scottish football can successfully rebuild the squad and reignite the club's identity. But let's play devil's advocate for a moment. While Boyd's concerns are valid, is it entirely fair to paint Davide Ancelotti as a rookie with no grasp of British football? After all, he did spend a significant chunk of time as an assistant at Everton between 2019 and 2021. That experience, albeit not in the top job, surely gave him valuable insights into the pace, the physicality, and the unforgiving nature of football on these shores. Moreover, David has carved out a reputation for himself as a specialist in set pieces, an area where Rangers have often struggled in recent seasons. His tactical acumen in those moments could prove to be a real asset in the Scottish Premiership, where games are frequently decided by fine margins and dead ball situations. So while he might not have the managerial experience Boyd deems essential, he's far from a novice when it comes to the demands of high-level football. Still, the question remains, is that enough can Rangers really afford to take a chance on potential when what they need right now is certainty? The scars of recent managerial missteps are still fresh, and the board will be acutely aware that their next decision could define the club's trajectory for years to come. Boyd's call for an experienced, battle-hardened manager isn't just about playing it safe. It's about recognizing the scale of the rebuild ahead. Rangers need someone who can hit the ground running, someone who understands not just the technical side of the game, but the emotional and cultural heartbeat of the club. And while David Ancelotti's surname carries enormous weight, names alone don't win titles in Scotland. The fans too will be watching this saga unfold with a mix of hope and trepidation. On one hand, the allure of bringing in a fresh modern thinker like Ancelotti is undeniable. On the other, the memories of past failures serve as a stark reminder of what happens when big gambles don't pay off. So here we are standing at a crossroads. The board has a massive decision to make, and the clock is ticking. Will they follow? The cautious route Boyd is advocating, seeking out a seasoned hand to steady the ship. Or will they embrace the boldness of giving a young, ambitious coach like David Ancelotti his shot at glory? One thing is for certain, the coming weeks are going to be pivotal. The eyes of the footballing world will be fixed on Ibrox, waiting to see which path Rangers choose. And for the fans, all that matters is getting it right this time. Because at a club like Rangers, success isn't optional. It's expected. As we dig deeper into this Ancelotti saga, it's impossible to ignore the wider context surrounding Rangers at the moment. This is not just about filling a vacancy. It's about rebuilding a footballing identity that's been questioned time again over the past few seasons. The fans are restless, and rightly so. They've watched their side fall short on domestic fronts, seen rivals lift silverware, and endured a string of managerial changes that promised a new era but delivered little more than frustration. Philippe Clement's departure left a void, but it also left behind valuable lessons. The Belgian arrived with a reputation for structure and tactical discipline, yet even he found the Scottish game to be an entirely different beast. It's not enough to have a solid football philosophy. At Rangers, you need steel, you need grit, and above all, you need an unshakable understanding of what it means to carry the weight of expectation week after week. This is precisely why Chris Boyd's warning hits home for so many supporters. He's lived it. He's felt the highs of winning titles and the crushing lows of falling short. His words carry the echo of experience, a reminder that not every talented coach is cut out for the unique pressures of Glasgow's footballing cauldron. And yet football evolves. The modern game demands fresh ideas, progressive thinking, and sometimes that means taking calculated risks. David Ancelotti represents that evolution. He's part of a new generation of coaches raised on the tactical intricacies of the Champions League, schooled in the methods of elite clubs, and deeply analytical in his approach. His work at Real Madrid has earned him respect, not just as Carlo's son, but as a key contributor in one of the most demanding football environments on the planet. Players speak highly of his attention to detail, his innovative training methods, and his sharp eye for in-game adjustments. But Scotland is not Spain. The Scottish Premiership is a league where physicality still reigns supreme, where a cold Tuesday night at Dingwall can be every bit as challenging as a European night under the Bernabeu lights. It's a league where every drop point is dissected, where the rivalry with Celtic turns every Old Firm clash into a battle for pride as much as points. Does David truly grasp the emotional intensity of that? That's the million-pound question. Adding to the complexity is the looming change in ownership, with Andrew Kavanagh and Parag Marath poised to finalize their takeover. Any managerial appointment made in this period carries added weight, setting the tone for what this new leadership intends to build. A bold choice like Ancelotti would signal ambition, a desire to modernize, and perhaps a willingness to endure short-term growing pains for long-term gain. Conversely, opting for a more traditional, experienced British manager would reflect a focus on immediate stability and results. The truth is, there's no perfect formula. Every appointment comes with risk, and even the most seasoned managers have stumbled under the glare of Ibrox. What matters most is alignment between the board, the manager, and the identity Rangers wish to project. For years, fans have called for a clear vision, a coherent strategy that goes beyond short-term fixes. They crave a return to the principles that once made Rangers the dominant force in Scottish football, a blend of technical excellence, mental toughness, and an unwavering connection to the club's core values. In that sense, the decision on Ancelotti is more than a managerial appointment. It's a statement of intent. Are Rangers ready to embrace a forward-thinking continental approach, trusting in potential over pedigree, or will they lean on experience? Seeking a steady hand to guide them back to domestic dominance, let's not forget the last time Rangers took a chance on an unproven manager was when Steven Gerrard walked through the doors of Ibrox. He too was a risk. A legendary player but a novice in management. Yet given time and the right support, he delivered the club's 55th league title, ending a decade-long wait and restoring pride to the blue half of Glasgow. Of course, every situation is different, and David Ancelotti's path is not identical, but history shows that sometimes calculated risks do pay off. Still, Boyd's concerns remain valid. The challenge lies not just in coaching ability, but in managing the relentless pressure, the media scrutiny, and the unique dynamics of Scottish football. For Davide, it would be a baptism of fire. Every press conference, every post-match interview, every tactical decision would be under the microscope. There's no easing into the job at Rangers. The demands for instant success are non-negotiable. Beyond the managerial appointment, there's also the critical issue of recruitment. Rangers have struggled in recent transfer windows, with signings failing to make the desired impact. Boyd rightly points out that the next manager must play an integral role in shaping the club's recruitment strategy. It's not just about bringing in talent. It's about finding players who understand the club's ethos, who can handle the pressure, and who are ready to fight for every inch on the pitch. Davide's connections, particularly in European football, could open doors to markets Rangers have yet to fully explore. His exposure to elite-level football means he's seen firsthand what it takes to build a winning squad. The key question is whether he can translate that knowledge into the unique context of Scottish football, where budgets are tighter and the margin for error is razor thin. The fans will be the ultimate judges. They've endured false dawns before, and patience is wearing thin. Yet there's an undeniable allure to the idea of a young, hungry manager bringing fresh energy to the club. Someone who's not weighed down by past failures but inspired by the challenge ahead. For Davide Ancelotti, taking the Rangers job would be a defining moment. It's a chance to step out of his father's shadow to carve out his own legacy in one of the most passionate footballing cities in the world. But with that opportunity comes immense pressure. The question is whether the Rangers board believes he's ready for it. Time will tell. But one thing's for certain, the next appointment at Ibrox won't just shape the team for the next season. It will set the tone for the club's future, determining whether Rangers can reclaim their place at the top of Scottish football, not just as challengers, but as champions once more. The stakes have never been higher. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. In a moment that caught the football world by surprise, Cristiano Ronaldo offered glowing praise for Rangers FC, the iconic Scottish club, during a recent interview. The Portuguese legend, known more for his focus on elite continental sides, made unexpected yet respectful remarks that have rippled across the European media landscape. Speaking candidly, Ronaldo highlighted the passion and history of Rangers, applauding their loyal fan base and strong presence in European competitions. Rangers is a club with tradition, with incredible supporters, he said. You can feel the energy of their stadium, even when watching on television. That's the kind of spirit football needs. The comments shared in a segment that quickly went viral particularly resonated in Scotland, where Rangers supporters took to social media in celebration. The tribute from one of the greatest players of all time was seen as a recognition not only of the club's past glories, but also of its present-day resilience and stature. In Glasgow, newspapers hailed the moment as a rare and honorable nod from a global superstar, with many fans expressing disbelief and pride. Elsewhere in Europe, pundits and former players reacted with a mix of admiration and intrigue. While Ronaldo has long been associated with top-tier clubs like Real Madrid, Manchester United, and Juventus, his acknowledgement of a Scottish Premiership side speaks to a broader appreciation of football's traditional powerhouses outside the So-called Big Five leagues. Some observers pointed out that Ronaldo's words come at a time when Rangers are experiencing renewed competitiveness on the European stage. After several strong performances in UEFA tournaments, the club has reasserted its relevance, something that has clearly caught the attention of even the sport's elite figures. Whether the remarks were spontaneous or calculated, they have left a positive mark on the club and its supporters. As Rangers look ahead to a promising season, Ronaldo's words may serve as a timely reminder that respect in football is earned not just through trophies, but through history, heart, and the undying support of a faithful crowd. Greetings, fans! Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.